right, are we ready? Good. Thank you guys for coming out today. I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Mateenah Barbour, and I am here with iLife Music, and I want to just learn a little bit more and share a little bit more about iLife Music and their new album that just came out. I have before me Ron Matthews, Ruben Barbour, and we're going to talk a little bit about this new album that just hit the market. So,
okay, why you use my name?
Mario, I love it. You look like a Mario. I love that name. But I know you both are really engaged in music, in the music scene. Ron, you do a lot of music. You travel a lot. You go out. You do events. Ruben is more of a producer. He's behind the scenes, but he's doing a lot of creative work in that space, and we're really excited to talk a little bit more about this album. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, but first I'd like you to just tell me a little bit more about what inspired the creation of several songs in the album. What inspired you to create this? And I'll start with you, Ruben.
Well, I wrote these songs a long time ago. They were just sitting there, and I just thought it was just a really good idea to actually start arranging it, putting some order to it, and putting vocals to it, and just releasing it. So it was internal, so it was just the energy that was just telling me, hey, this stuff needs to be out instead of just sitting on your computer, just sitting on your hard drive, or just sitting where nobody will hear it.
Wow.
So
that's very inspirational. Yeah. There's probably a lot of artists out there like that.
Mm-hmm.
They view it as a hobby and then, finally want to come mainstream. So I know you have a journey before you, so a lot of good music to come. So what about you, Ron? What inspired you to work with Ruben? How did you meet?
How did we meet?
I had one of your business cards or
Oh,
something.
okay.
I had your business cards like Ron Matthews, the extraordinary one. It's like, that's true.
It is true. It's so
I'm
true.
like, wow, this dude is phenomenal. It's like, I could just get him to just hear me.
Oh, wow. And when I did, though, it was just like I was telling him that, I play R&B, neo, soul, smooth, jazz, funk kind of stuff. And when I had the opportunity to hear his music, I told him he has to name his music in another genre. His music is totally different to me, in a way that I can turn on the radio now and we just hear songs by different artists that all sound familiar, even though they're different artists. But listening to Ruben's music, it was like listening to almost like an adventure, 2 or 3 songs in one with different modes and rhythms. It was interesting enough for me to say, man, I love to work with you.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, that's very inspirational. And also, myself, I've followed the trend and I've listened to the music. And at first, I was like, wow, this is a lot, for my brain. But then, once you listen to it and get into it, you realize that it is different. And, sometimes you get tired of the same old, same old.
Yeah.
And so, just getting all the different mixes and different, I call it textures of the types of music, it's really, really good. It commands your attention,
right.
so that you can follow along. So.
And also, it was like a learning experience for me because he got me involved in Logic Pro recording, something I wasn't doing, and to work with him with his music, and then seeing him work the recording of the music, it was like I was picking up a lot of stuff. It was all positive.
That's great. Yeah, and it looks like you guys have formed not just a working, producing musician relationship, but also a friendship. So that shows through, that shines through in your music as well.
Oh, yeah.
It does. So what message do you, or feeling do you hope that the listeners will gain from listening to the album?
Some of the lyrics the lyrics are positive messages to it if you listen to it closely. And it's also about everyday events. And I'm hoping with just the music, I try to take them on a journey
Yeah.
instead of just that one beat. You know, the changes are gonna take you on a journey, and it's gonna take you on another journey.
Yes, they do.
Then it brings you right back. So, you know, I just try to get those, you know, those peaks and the valleys, and then peak back up, and then take you back out.
Yeah, that was.
That's how I be feeling it.
I love that because I was going to ask about, you know, the theme, and it sounds like it's a journey, it's a positive journey.
Right.
You know, not a lot of the.
And each song, I mean,
Personal
cut,
stuff.
jump in, but each song has like its own personality too.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that's what I like.
I don't know, do I have a split personality? It might be that.
Oh my
AD.
God. Let's not go there.
I told him I needed some of that AD. What?
I mean, it's a creative space. I'll just say that. You know, was there any challenges? What are one of your most challenging, you know, moments pulling all this together to get to this moment?
Software. Sometimes that computer has a mind of its own, to where one day I want to work, and then it's like the next day, hey Ruben, I'm taking off today. I'm not feeling it today.
That's when I get those phone calls. Man, I was gonna work on some stuff, Ron, but this hardware, I just got this new thing, and it's just kind of like slowing me down a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the biggest challenge.
Yeah, well, we know there's gonna be some. So, Ron, you know, as you're working as, you know, vocalist on a lot of the work that we have in the album, were there any challenges or any like aha moments? I know you mentioned something about, you know, the software but it's like anything surprisingly, maybe at the last minute before the release of the album that kind of.
No, not really. I mean, just blending, you know, getting the levels of the vocals lined up and that kind of thing. Other than that, it was pretty easy because he knows his software, and except for when, you know, the little minor problems pop up, we just kind of went straight through it. We put down 2 or 3 vocal tracks in a day.
Yeah, and you gotta work. You have to work well together to get that because you're different. Your listening ear is different than your ear, and you hear it. And if you're both open to different changes, it sounds like it blended right in with the music and everything.
Mentioning certain things to Ruben, it wasn't no problem because some people be like, "Oh no, I like it like that," and you know, he was like, "Oh yeah, man, I hear what you're saying. Let me go ahead and do that," rather than, you know, kind of say, "Oh no, I'm cool with it like that." He was up to taking, you know.
Yeah, open to.
That's one thing I had to be really flexible because he's putting his energy into it as well. And when he started talking, he can tell you, I keep notes.
Yeah.
I write it down. And then I mark them off as the changes were being made. And then when he come back in a couple of days or another week, he's like, okay, I hear the difference.
Yeah.
You know, because he has a lot more musical experience than I do, as far as arrangements and harmony. So I have to take notes. I have to listen to a wiser voice like that. So
that is definitely important.
Right.
You know, very important. So let's go back to genres. I know it's hard to categorize your music in funk or house or, you know, R&B. It's just really hard to do that. I know myself playing the album, it looked like it had a lot of funk influences in it, just the way that it was categorized in certain applications. So how do you categorize it? What do you think as far as your influence for the music? What type of music did influence your different?
I like alternative music. I like funk, rock, metal. I like all of it. But I got a lot of my musical influence from by an artist named Milton Price, which was a local musician in my hometown of Jackson, Tennessee. It's just a phenomenal bass player, just incredible. And also from an artist in Jackson by the name of Ken Campbell, which was more of a rock guitarist. So I got the mixture of both.
Yeah.
I got a funk guy.
Mm-hmm.
I got a rock guy.
Wow.
And so we were all friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so you hear these styles. And so these styles really just stayed with me and stuck with me.
Wow,
so-
that's very eye-opening. Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you experiment with any new styles? And, as you're going through your music, you have those two,
Right.
but then you
I
actually
try to mix in a little bit of house, a little bit of jazz, a little bit of adventurous, just something to make you go, wow, what is that?
Yeah.
Or, wow,
I
it's
actually
different.
heard some rap in there as well.
Yeah, just a little bit.
No, I
But
mean,
as
you're
far as,
covering
like-
a lot of different, and which is good,
Right.
because
But
you're,
as far as
Personal.
categorizing a genre, I'm gonna have to take a poll.
okay, let's do it.
Maybe somebody will come up with a good catchy name, and I'm like, okay,
For the genre.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Ruben B is the king of this genre.
Yeah,
You know,
well.
or Matthew is the king of this genre. You
Yeah,
know?
we should
Nah,
definitely
it has
do
to
a
be
poll.
Ruben, 'cause that's interesting. Might want to call it Ruben B.
Wow.
Yeah,
good.
That's
Man,
unique.
Even though as long as I've been working with you, man, I haven't heard anything close to what you do.
Yeah.
You know, as far as the style, or it's just to me it's different. I mean, not all songs, because you do have songs to where it's just a nice little mellow kind of relax you kind of mood.
Right.
But some of them, like you said, it's a journey, it's an adventure. You have to really think about it.
Yeah, so right now I'm just gonna talk about a little, some of the songs and, maybe your favorite song, Ron, that you've worked on with this album. There's, I know, right? Maybe the names will remind you. There's, We Fly On.
Which is the
So,
one we're doing.
Yeah, that's the first video that was released.
mhm,
Basically, the concept was like, we just gonna fly over all your little negativity stuff. We just gonna fly
Oh,
over
that's
and keep it
awesome.
moving.
yeah.
Any BS you got going, we just gonna fly. So when we fly, we high, high-minded
Yeah,
over your negative ideas and thoughts.
wow,
So that was the concept behind it.
that's deep.
Right.
Yeah, so also there's So Long, and then of course In Closing, which is the title of the album. Is that the main song that is being pushed out, is the In Closing?
Right, it's an instrumental, and he did it in one take.
Wow.
Yeah, he did.
I gotta hear it again.
Yeah. I said, hey,
I
Ron, just check
understand.
this little groove out.
Because sometimes when I go to his house and we run over stuff to make sure the levels of things are cool, and he'll play a song. I said, "What is that?" He said, "Man, it's you." I said, "Oh, dude, I did that," because it was so
yeah,
long
you
ago.
did. Yeah.
Since I first met him, and now he's coming to the end of mixing and having to go through people to try to get it mixed for
Yes.
him, and then found out that his ear was just as good as anybody else's.
Yeah.
And now that I can hear him, it's like, man, I forgot he did that.
Yeah, that's a good thing, those good reminders.
Yeah.
Swag Daddy is one, which is
Oh,
a
man.
very unique
I
thing.
like
That's more of a comical
But
But we the one everybody want to be like.
Right.
Act
Be like, be like.
It's like, be like me. I want to.
Smack that. I like that.
Yeah, and we haven't really talked about writing, so it sounds like, a lot of the writing that's done for the album, a lot of it comes from you, and
All
then,
of
you collaborate, all of it, and then you collaborate with the vocalists and musicians on, how it's gonna go, so writing is very important.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
that's where the vision starts,
Right, exactly.
even before the name, you can start the writing, so it sounds like that's a really good thing, is to write. I'm a writer myself, so I understand how you have to be creative, you have to be thoughtful, mindful, and be able to use that
Get your
gift.
ideas
It's
across.
definitely a gift to do the writing.
So some of the writing,
Mhm.
I have just pages of sketches. Just
Mm,
there might be ideas, just 3 or 4 lines here, 3 or 4 lines here, and then I'll just go back and just go over it and it's just start to come together like a puzzle. and it just comes out.
That beautiful mind, how about that? Wow, just comes out. Well, there's quite a bit on here. Shine Bright is one that comes to mind. I remember that song, I've heard it. And I like that one as well. Is there any favorites that you could think of, Ron, that you could point out? Or
Wow. I have to see the list.
Well, let me
You'll
give
do
you a little
more
bit of
than that.
idea about
You'll
shine
do-
bright. It's basically about let your halo shine, let your spirit shine, let it come out. You know, and one of the hooks in it is like, you know, we so cool that we live in proof.
Yeah.
You know, and then we so cool that we bring it to you. That's the hook to it. And so, you know, it's just like, we just try to be genuine. And just try to be real.
Genuine.
Yes, be genuine, be your authentic self.
Right.
Yes. So, I know you're building your fan base. There's quite a bit out there, and we're working to get a lot of stuff, you know, out to the public. Do you have any ideas on that? Is there anything that you want to share with your fans as far as how to, you know, get the album, how to see you, how to get in touch? If there's anything that you want to relay to the fans in that regard, you know.
Like and share, like and share, like and share.
Like and share, like and share.
To-
Yeah, on we have
Bill,
iCloud,
Spotify,
Spotify,
Deezer, YouTube. So we're trying to hit all of those social media sites, Instagram, Facebook. So we're trying to do that.
Just get started.
Yeah, we just get started.
just getting started, Ron, and you have your performances, so people can find you. You're very well known in the Sacramento area. We really
Bay Area too.
in the Bay Area, yes. So we
too.
really appreciate your input for
Thank
sure. Is there anything coming up after this album, or are we just enjoying the moment with the one we have?
For now, I'm gonna enjoy the moment and try to do as much as I can to make it a success, to make iLife music grow a little bit, and see where it goes.
Get it into as many ear holes as you can.
I want to be good to
I
the
love
ear
that,
holes.
ear holes, yeah. And things are different now. It's not
Yeah.
about trying to, you know, get on the radio. I know you're alternative music, so it's underground, it's above ground, everywhere, you know.
Right.
So getting into those areas sometimes can be a challenge, but and I know it's like who you know, but we got ready to hit the pavement and you know, to take this thing live. It takes work, it takes dedication, and I know that you're up for it.
And consistency. Yes.
And consistency. So just stay the course, stay focused on what we're gonna do. So
That's right.
that is something that I'm all about.
Right.
Yes. So is there anything else you want to share with your fans?
Go get the CD, listen to it, share with your friends.
Yeah.
The website is coming soon.
Okay.
We'll share that with the public. So. We got some really good ideas coming up.
Right. As long as the music's good, it ain't gonna go wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
So in closing,
this
interview has came to an end.
yes, thank you, Ron Matthews.
Thank you, darling.
And
You are
Ruben Barbour.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed this.
Thank you. I
This
appreciate
is
your
so
time.
cool.
Yeah, just chatting it up.
Right
You
on.
know, I love it.
Thank you.
Fans,
Mhm.
keep your ear holes open for iLife music.
Everything is perfect, I can kiss the sky.